Let's dive into season 28, episodes 1 and 2 of The Bachelor, Joey's season. Season 28, episode 1 of The Bachelor starts with a full-on 1-minute close-up of our main guy, Joey, crying. He is having an emotional meltdown. We have no context. He's on the beach. And I think they started with the scene to have us just pining to figure out if he ends up alone. We will be spending the whole season trying to figure this out. Joey is like a main character from a rom-com, says everything right, and he's obnoxiously positive and caring. He likes motorcycles, he lives in Philadelphia, and teaches tennis. Dreamy. He gives me guy from college with nice hair vibes. Jesse tells Joey, "Let the journey begin." And we hear girls start to cackle in the limo immediately and yell in unison, "Joey!" It is go time. Let's see what we have here. So the first girl is Lexi. She's from Toronto and lives in Georgia. She has a health issue and may not be able to have kids. There have been a lot of Canadians on this season, I just have to say. And for some reason, they're blurring out the Canadian flag as if Canada is going to sue The Bachelor for showing their flag. I mean, have we even heard of such a thing? There are also a few girls that have other health conditions. Lexi is one of them, and there's this super cute girl who grew up on a Christmas tree farm that has a cochlear implant. Both, I think, are actually going to go far. Now, here come the gimmicks, basically, and there were a few bombs, honestly, and a lot of them say that when they found out Joey was the Bachelor, they had butterflies in their stomach, and they're only here for him. There's this girl, Autumn, that comes in with a bit that goes wrong. She asks him what his favorite season is, hoping he says fall or autumn. And he's like, you know what? Spring, summer, you know? And it's just like, oh gosh, like this was a risk. I mean, Kelsey brings a voodoo doll from Louisiana, which goes over very well. And it even has a little tennis racket. And we have another Canadian from the western part, but still, she says that this is her yes year. And she's going to say yes no matter what. I don't know if she figured this out, but the audience is supposed to wonder on the last episode if she's going to say yes. So Kat's kind of out of the bag here. So this girl, Talia, made a save the date for their wedding in advance, which is kind of crazy in the real world, but in Bachelor world, totally normal. Joey's response to everything is, "I love it. That's so great." He is the positive reinforcement king, I tell you. That's his era right now. Next, we meet Allie and Lauren, sisters going after the same guy. We already know this is not going to end well. Could you imagine they both stay until the end? This is going to be a disaster, but also TV gold, that's why they're there. Lauren shotguns a beer with Joey. I think that, honestly, she had a better entrance, so let's see how this plays out. A chemist comes in with full-on a science experiment, goggles. Someone comes in a go-kart, and one girl is in a boat being hauled in a big truck, and she yells, "Hey, Captain." Joey, as usual, with the positive reinforcement. He's probably hoping it all ends soon. It's torture to watch, honestly, but he's like, "I love that. Nice." One girl brought a big bra. One girl brought bananas and asked him to pick his size. I mean, he picked the middle one, so there you go. One girl was like, "We're game, set, match." Like, barf, just barf. I mean, the gimmicks. Can you imagine coming up with a gimmick for this? This girl, Leah, shows up with a mysterious letter that's supposed to be a major storyline. Everyone is obsessed with the letter, and their biggest fear is that she has the power to send women home somehow. It's like literally she has the Holy Grail. But before we know what the letter says, Joey is going to try to meet with as many of the women, and there seems to be like a million. So good luck, Joey. Jess, the girl that was on the boat, remember the Hey Captain girl, and Joey end up kissing first while she was talking about how she wouldn't be there if it wasn't for him. This seems to be like a common thing to say. And I thought he wasn't really into her. And after the kiss, almost immediately, she's like under a spell. She says, "I've never felt like this before. The girls can just come to our wedding now." And she spills the beans to the entire girl crew immediately, which was a terrible decision. And they're all so jealous. And one even yells, "Is he sober? Is he sober?" Daisy, meanwhile, is just a ray of sunshine. She tells him to be kind to himself. And he kisses her too. And no, she did not tell him about her cochlear implant yet. Probably not a first conversation thing anyway. Jessie comes, drop that first impression rose for the taking. You know who else is lurking? Jess, who just made out with Joey, but now is coming back probably after a few glasses of wine, lurking in the shadows while he's talking to someone else. The girls already don't like her because she was bragging about the kiss. But despite all this, honestly, Joey still likes Jess. So Lauren and Allie come out and finally announce that they're sisters, and everyone thinks they're nuts for doing this together. Allie later steals Joey from her own sister, which is totally weird, and he kisses Allie, the youngest. So Leah sits by the fire and opens the card of doom. She opens it and it says that she can steal a one-on-one date, and she's super emotional about it because it could be at the expense of someone else. And Leah apparently has Mother Teresa level morals. What can we say? She brings it to Joey crying. Like, I mean, girl, it's not that bad. She burns the card and the girls are all clapping, and Jess is like, you know, I bet a lot of those women would have taken it, so kudos to Leah for doing the right thing. She earns the first impression rose and a kiss for this. But in the next episode, it's like she doesn't exist anymore, so I don't know what this really did to her. Maria from Canada gets a great little date by the fire. She said she didn't want to kiss him, but they end up kissing anyway. And I kind of feel a vibe. Like, I think this might be a match. And now Joey needs to make choices. We know the girls who did not get screen time are donezo at this point. Allie gets the first rose and Lauren freaks out and tells her where to go. Lauren ends up getting the final rose, so they really want to play up this sister against sister thing. I do not think that Joey went in order of preference here. In the next episode, Jessie and Joey are having a bromance moment playing tennis, and the girls are just like giggling and freaking out about moving into the Bachelor mansion. Honestly, I think they like the mansion more than Joey. A little bit, some of them. Jessie comes in to make small talk with the sisters and Leah, who got the first impression rose. There will be 2 group dates this week and 1 very romantic one-on-one date in the episode. The first group date includes the girls looking for a wedding dress and wearing it on the date, and they're literally acting like it's the Hunger Games, like wild animals. They're trying to get the perfect dress. The racks are falling on people. I mean, it's giving desperate. This date is the weirdest thing. They have to act out things that they would actually do at their wedding, like schmooze the crowd. And they played musical chairs, and Evelyn dove head first to sit next to Joey. Her ruffles went flying over her head, and she didn't even get that seat. She had to move down. But the effort was there. Lauren, one of the sisters, got triggered by one of the other girls talking about her dad. She just lost her dad, and now she just can't shake off the grief, and I feel bad. And Lauren kind of has this downward spiral that whole day, so stay tuned for that. There's more. Rachel wins the competition for having confidence, and Michael Bolton comes out of nowhere and sings the classic When a Man Loves a Woman. It's a great song, and they dance and kiss, and the other girls watch with jealousy in their eyes. Later in the night, Maria pulls in Joey to talk, and she's like, honestly, my outfit is so difficult to breathe in. I need to be in something more comfortable. And she comes out in basically a bra. The gimmick works, but some of the girls are being judgy about it, about that she went to change in this promiscuous outfit. Jess confesses that her last relationship was tough, and Joey's all into her opening up, and they like kiss and stuff. I think Joey just really likes Jess, honestly, just based on the fact that he kisses her a lot, like every time. Daisy gets announced as the first solo date, and this is somewhat predictable. She's like from a Hallmark movie, always smiling, stereotypically pretty, bubbly. She grew up on a Christmas tree farm, and she has a flaw that also makes her special. So Daisy, whole package right there. Daisy is wearing this cute pink dress, and she's nervous about going on a helicopter and not being able to hear him. They go to a music festival and dance on the stage during a performance. I don't really see a whole lot of vibe between them, just kind of painful small talk really, but Joey insists that he felt something special with Daisy from day one. At dinner, Daisy explains everything about her Lyme disease, how she had to go to Germany for treatment, and now she's getting used to her implant. Of course, Joey receives this very well, and she gets a rose. So the final group day now is a boot camp where they have to capture the other team's heart. Edwina is a standout. She got the heart. She's falling all over the place. She's playing with a lot of like gutso, and this earns her a little one-on-one. And after opening up about the pressure of being the oldest girl in an African family, she gets a rose too. So go Edwina. And now there's like this ridiculous, stupid fight about age and how Maria said, "I'm old too," when talking about Medina. Then Lauren loses it about not getting time with Joey after waiting for probably forever. Lauren decides to go home. She's also pissed that the cake she wants to eat is not red velvet. She ends up like throwing the cake on the ground, and she just seems unaffected. And Joey is not exactly fighting for her to stay. Like, it's not that type of situation. He's just like, all right. And at the rose ceremony, I barely knew who the girls were that didn't get roses. They didn't really get that much screen time. And so, no one's probably attached to anyone going home at this point. And honestly, there are too many of them anyway. Like, we need to dwindle this down. I don't have the memory capacity. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back with more from The Bachelor. What do you guys think of the season so far? Do you guys like Joey? Bye, guys.